In this video, we're going to be going into the top 5 things you need to be aware of for Prime Day 2024. So let's get into it. Now with Prime Day 2024, there's a number of things you need to be doing. So firstly, what you need to know is what are customers most likely to buy, how to prepare for window shoppers, because they always come and they always cause problems, preparing for the cost per click increases. Are Prime exclusive discounts worth it? Are there other alternatives that maybe are a better fit? And of course, we have these new fees on Amazon, so it's understanding how these fees will affect you. Are they going to affect you? Are they not going to affect you? We're going to get into that in just a moment. So firstly, let's talk about the important points. So Prime Day was on the second week of July in 2023. It was on the 11th and the 12th. At the point of recording, we don't have a date yet, but we're anticipating it will be on the second week of July. It's typically around the 15th, so plan for it to be around the 15th. It's reasonable to expect it will be then. You also want to be anticipating that cost per click is going to be increasing up to 7 days before. Might be a bit sooner, but around 7 days is where we start to see it go up. And also, low inventory storage fees will affect Prime Day for the first time. So we're going to get into that at the end and explain how it'll affect you. So firstly, what are customers actually searching for? What things are people buying? And these typically are high value items, so items priced over $100. This could be really expensive cookware sets, appliances, things like that, or could be electronics such as gaming consoles, TVs, sound systems, things like that. Cool gadgets and birthday gifts. There's not really any holidays for this, so unless people are really getting ahead of themselves and buying Christmas gifts, it's mostly going to be tailored towards birthday gifts. Or if somebody had something they wanted to buy previously but didn't buy it, they'll potentially be going back and making that purchase. So important, particularly with this one here, that you're running sponsored display, purchase remarketing, and views remarketing campaigns. So this will be important for before and after Prime Day. But if you want to get some of those people that maybe looked at your product before but didn't purchase, this is a good thing to do, especially if you're running a discount. Now, window shoppers come every year. They always turn up in that week before these sales events. Same with every year when it comes to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Prime Day. And you're going to experience increased impressions, a lot of clicks, but you're not going to be converting on a lot of them. So you're going to have a higher ACoS because sales are going to be a lot harder to get, and the conversion rate is going to be lower. You're going to have typically lower sales in the 7 to 10 days before Prime Day. And if you have budgets set at your typical amount, you might find they're depleting rather quickly. So you do need to be looking at this ahead of time. You don't want to have no budget on the week before Prime Day, but you don't want to have crazy high budgets and be getting ahead of yourself too much. So that's one thing you want to be looking at. You also want to be looking at what cost per click increases are going to happen. And typically, it's going to be 7 to 10 days before, so kind of around the first week of July. That's when I would expect this would be happening. You're going to have an increased cost per click that's encouraged by Amazon, by the Prime Day suggested bid. So perhaps it's $1 cost per click. Amazon might be saying you should be bidding $1.50. And then that puts the whole market and the typical equilibrium out of whack. So you're going to end up with very expensive cost per click. Your ACoS is going to go up, and if you're not careful, so will your spend. So a lot of brands, larger brands in particular, fuel this spend because maybe they don't have the most experience with PPC. They've been around for a while. They just increase the spend. They're not too worried about the ACoS, whilst smaller brands, they're a bit more sensitive to that. And the problem is with these larger brands that do spend a lot more, that's going to put your costs up as a small brand or a medium-sized brand. So you need to be keeping track of your budgets. Make sure wasted spend is cut back way before Prime Day. So I would be checking it this week. Start optimizing your campaigns if you aren't already before the 1st of July. Get all that wasted spend out the door. And if you are planning on running testing, do it for this week. But maybe things that don't work, pause them on that week. So you're not running any testing to the 1st of July. Are Prime Day exclusive deals worth it? And from our experience, it really depends. Prime Day exclusive deals, they do cost rather than running coupons. Coupons are a lot more price effective, So you can get those coupons set up, and they do have a very similar impact on Prime Day versus the Prime Day exclusive deals. So coupons, you can adjust them as you want, whilst Prime Day exclusive deals, you have to implement them on a certain amount. And also, Prime Day exclusive deals, you have to pay for them, but they don't guarantee higher sales. Whilst with a coupon, you don't have that upfront cost. Chances are you will get some increased sales, but you don't have that increased cost to actually get them set up. So it's up to you whether you think it's a good fit for your brand. Some brands we find it works well. Some it's better to just use a coupon. Brands we've worked with that don't set this up typically, coupons at 5-10% work really good. So that's a good option, especially if you don't want to pay for that upfront cost. How will the new Amazon FBA fees impact you? And the low inventory storage fees, those you would expect would impact you, but they're not going to if you haven't been letting your inventory dwindle down over a long period of time. So if, for example, your stock has been just going at a gradual rate, it's been decreasing, and you haven't stocked it up, you'll be affected by that. But if you find that you have a big spike in sales, you run out of stock, then you're going to be okay. You won't get charged those higher fees. And if you do, Amazon should reimburse you for them. But what we would recommend is make sure you have at least 90 days worth of stock. If you have any data from last year, make sure you're forecasting properly so you can send enough stock in for Prime Day and make sure everything is all good to go. Now, next thing is overstock fees, which Amazon is charging a lot for. You can't really win low stock fees and overstock fees. So you've got to have that right balance between the two. So these will still apply. So don't overdo it when you send in stock. If you don't have a proper forecast from last year, you need to look at how the spikes are for last year for the knit category overall. If you find there is a big spike, potentially send a bit extra in. If you do need to, you can always drop the price and try and sell these off if you need to, just to get below the 90-day period. Or if you find that it's an accurate forecast, go ahead and utilize that. Make sure you have enough stock, but don't go over the 90-day period. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you got a lot out of this so that you can have the best possible Prime Day that you can. If you want more information about Amazon PPC and FBA, you can subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything Amazon PPC and FBA. And of course, there is still time, so if you do need help with your Amazon PPC, you want to have the best possible chance to have the best processes for Prime Day, you can contact us below, KickstartPPC.com, schedule an audit with us, and see how we can help you out. Until the next video, hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you then. Bye.